If there's one thing you can take away from my videos describing terror threats we face, it should be this: radical Islamic terror is not going away. We've been battling this enemy for centuries, and hatred's burned in their hearts since the beginning of time. It's going to take constant vigilance for our way of life to survive. We need to have the mindset that this enemy is not going away unless we crush them. And we need to pass that exact mindset on to the next generation. As the years go on, their attacks will only become more frequent, not less. More devastating, not less. And more personal, not less. But our inept, naive political leaders want us to believe otherwise. They tell us that if we don't provoke them, they'll stop wanting to kill us. But here's the most dangerous lie of all. They want us to believe that there's nothing we can do to protect ourselves. These politicians won't even acknowledge that the threat exists. I guarantee these spineless elitists will be remembered by history as the fools whose utter weakness doomed innocent American lives. Don't listen to these cowards. Our Second Amendment was written for times like these. I strongly urge you to not only get the training you need, but to organize on a local level. Imagine a neighborhood where the citizens aren't just armed, but train together on a regular basis. They assign military veterans, off-duty police, and trained armed citizens to 24/7 neighborhood patrols. They hire a professional security firm to assess risks and weaknesses to establish a plan of action. They establish a communication plan to alert the neighborhood in the event of a threat and coordinate with local police. They're armed, trained, and always ready. That isn't crazy, and it isn't paranoid. It's exactly what the founders envisioned. Everyday Americans empowered to defend themselves, their families, and their communities against whatever threat may arise. It's the rest of the world that's stuck in a cycle of truly crazy, naive behavior, watching their friends, family, children, and neighbors get gunned down, run over, bombed, stabbed, and executed day after day, while their leaders still insist on remaining utterly vulnerable for the next terrorist who dreams of killing them. Thank God our Constitution gives us a fighting chance. We're free to use our right to speak, our right to organize, and our right to keep and bear arms to protect ourselves, our families, and our communities. And in this new age of terror, smart people who value their survival above the weak-minded politics of our so-called leaders are going to do exactly that. Don't like it? Sounds too scary? Is it intimidating? Or maybe you just don't want to live in a world where this level of preparedness and training is necessary for survival. And you're right, it's a tough thing to do, and it's difficult. But your other option is to continue denying that we're at war with radical Islamic terrorists and volunteer yourself as their next victim. You're free to keep pretending that gun-free zones, gun control laws, and political correctness will even do the slightest thing to stop the next killer from carrying out his plan. As for the rest of us, we'll work together to make our homes, neighborhoods, and communities the worst places on earth to try to kill innocent people, exactly as the founders intended.